Welcome, one and all. Welcome into Flying with Mike. Hopefully, today will be a less distractive flight. However, for the sake of those out there, if information is needed, please let me know. Or information to give. I sure want to know. Uh, Hopefully, today will go a little smoother. Hey, happy Halloween to those who celebrate. I per Okay, I'll be right back, folks. Well, trying not to get interrupted today, but oh well, you know how that goes. Anyway, welcome into Flying with Mike. Sorry for that, folks. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, what a day it's gonna be. All right. Let's see. That time's good. We're trying to get on VATSIM here. Hope y'all are doing well this Halloween as we try to get back in the groove here. Let's go. Oh, did I do what I think I did? I sure enough did. Dadgummit. Ah, that's my fault. Oh, when I do that. Connect. We're not a 737. Hey, there we got the great words. We have a squawk code, so we'll deal with that here shortly. Okay, distractions hopefully minimized. Hopefully. We're praying for them. But we hope, again, Halloween's a good day for you. Flying for FedEx today. And we're flying in what I affectionately call the Purple People Eater. The original colors, I think. I don't think the planes were all purple. But they looked a lot like this in the beginning. I kind of still like the old. Call me that nostalgic guy, but I just love these colors. So, oh, we have a Pan Am on the ground. What? What? Let's take a gander up. Look at that Pan Am taxiing in. That bears some scrutiny. Hang on a second. See if I know the person. Oh, of course. They flew in from LA. Ah, okay, cool. Hey, welcome in. Love seeing Pan Am. I don't know if they're with us or not, but hey, Pan Am on the ground. Didn't know we came to Oakland. Huh. Oh well, that's another VA I fly with. I don't think that one. I could be wrong though. All right, so back to our flight. So we are on Federal Express. Yeah, you heard it right. That is what it was actually started off with back in the 70s, I believe. Late 70s, maybe mid 70s, they started up in Falcons and then grew rapidly into flying 727s. And then when these birds became available in the Kmart blue light special fire sales, when the airlines abandoned them. Boy, did they scoop them up like UPS. And then it became what you see on the tail and what we know today, FedEx. Um, I guess people just didn't like saying Federal Express, or they might have already been saying FedEx. I don't know. That part of the story, I don't know. I just know it's a cool airport in Memphis if you ever get a chance to see them. It's more impressive at night when the fleet is in. And there are a ton of aircraft that come in there. So, but anyway, now this is one other thing I want to point out, and we're going to get going here. Um, this is something you'll see at a few spots in Federal Express's airports. Oakland, Newark. I don't know if they did this in Memphis in the main building or not at one time or another. It kind of, to me, and this is just good old flying with Mike, what I see and maybe interpret is an ability to bring the cargo off the plane as if it were in a jetway. Problem is, you still got to get the stuff out of the bottom of the plane. And what about all these spots down here and behind it and over here and over there? So, but you know, it gets you out of the elements. Now, Newark would make sense with how cold it can get there. But out of everywhere else, those are the only ones that look like they may have done this. I've seen a couple other cargo carriers who may have followed suit, and I could see where the cargo door could be tough getting up. So I don't know if that's really what it was all about. But it makes you think that it does. All right, so let's get up here in the cockpit. So where did we get to so far? Well, first off, before we get anywhere, let's get down here, put that code in, 3603601. All right, so we're good there. We are TX, RX, RX. Always make sure your comm radios on your client show your TX and RX for COM 1 highlighted, RX highlighted for COM 2. That is what VATSIM wants. Also, make sure where my cursor is pointing right now, turn them up. So they got to be lit and turned up. Otherwise, you won't hear them. They'll hear you, but you won't hear them. All right, then I come over here, click the power button right here, and it'll bring you into this page. I click park with external power on. You're really not missing much, folks. You really aren't. And then we're ready to get going. Weight and balance. That is the challenge, if you want to call it one. I'm not 100% up yet, but I do have the numbers in. However, for everyone's sake, let's bring Toolkit in. And let's come up here to payload. 150,400 pounds of payload for a zero fuel weight. And we're actually pretty close today, 403,671. Block fuel out of here, 43,587 pounds. We're going to take 20 employees with us. And plan for flight level 370. Departure will be 30, arrival 16 left over in Salt Lake City, if I hadn't said that already. Hush to departure to the Utes. That's right, you heard him say it. Utes 1 arrival. All right, that's a pretty good run. Here's what it looks like. If you're looking for us on the map, we're FedEx 811. And finally, the weather for the flight, kind of crummy here at the moment, broken at 1100, overcast 1500. And we got a variable wind. So my guess is it's froggy out. It's 14 degrees Celsius, 12 on the dew point. Helping out, but the maritime factor here helps as well. And that's about it for Oakland. Over in Salt Lake, it's 4 degrees Celsius. Yeah, little chilly. It's a wind of 110 at 6, it's 10 miles of visibility, ceiling at 20,000 feet. Like I said, 4 degrees Celsius. Hey, for those of us in the States, it's 39 degrees up there. Woohoo. And dew point at 2 or 36 degrees. All right, and like I said, we are on VATSIM. However, VATSIM is not on for us. So, and like I said, also 1/6s, so we're coming in from the north to the south. All right, so with that information, okay, being a little stubborn, okay, there we go. Payload, we said, was 150,400 pounds. So we'll basically click on it, type that out, click enter. Don't worry about the payload CG just yet. Go to the block fuel line. Put that number in. Our case, 43,587. Just backing myself up taxi fuel. Now, if you're not familiar, go to your operational flight plan. If you're just looking at your SimBrief, okay, scroll down a little bit. You'll see dispatch remarks, then ATC flight plan. Right below it, preview or briefing preview. Click on show details. And real quick, you'll see the fuel section. On mine, it's at the bottom just because I've got it windowed a little bit, but it's usually 2,000 pounds, usually. But that's where you would find it. Okay, then put your trip fuel in. Why? Well, it doesn't say it right now, but if you want to see your landing weight, which is usually advisable, because you want to make sure you're landing with, you know, you don't have to dump fuel or hold to get low on fuel. Or I should say below your landing weight. Landing heavy is allowed, sort of, kind of, maybe. But there are some things you have to be prepared for with a heavy landing, like floating and trying to touch down gently, not crush it in. Like there's some pilots, you know, out there that do that all the time. Not this guy. Hey, push your nose in, Pinocchio. Smashed the runway yesterday. But anyway, so our trip fuel today is 23,592. Basically, it's from Oakland to Salt Lake, and nothing else added in, like your 45 minutes, your fuel to alternate. Just the trip. Okay, and that'll give you your landing weight. All right, now, one big thing, well, let's first back up before I get to that one big thing. The big thing you need to know about the payload. Told you we'd come back to it. Here we are. We rotate says the payload CG has to be modified so that the takeoff CG, which is right here, sits between 30 and 31%. So just scroll the bar over till you get in between that. Now, in the passenger plane, it gets real close, if not over that takeoff envelope. So get it to the 30, you know, as long as you're over 30% or at 30 to 31, get it as, you know, best you can. Get it in there. I don't know what happens. I've never actually tried this offline, off stream, to see what happens. But that's what they say. Again, 30 to 31%. Split the hairs. On the freighter, it's a piece of cake. Passenger, little wiggle. Watch for it. All right, then I recommend, but it's you, the pilot, that has to decide. I go ahead and click apply load configuration to the aircraft in FMC. Why? Saves one or two little steps. come over to ground ops, set your plane up. Since we're right up against that outcrop, I did not put the steps up to it. Now you can put this and request, even though it's already loaded, and you get the cheesy graphics that come with it. Animation, that's the word I'm looking for. So, and you'll see those 4 cans, they'll load in, and then when the door closes and the animation disappears, so do the cans inside. To me, a little letdown, but hey, it's something. Okay, the passenger plane, you do have some animation as well. The caterers and the fuel truck. Matter of fact, the fuel truck may be up to the plane. Nope, haven't seen it yet. Oh, here it comes, probably in the distance. But other than that, that's what you get for animation on the plane. Now, the cool thing may not be coming here now that I see it there. But when it shows what it will do, and I haven't seen this. Now, you all can fill me in. I haven't seen the fuel truck, when it's the little truck, lift that section up so that they can stand and connect like they do in real life. A lot of times I get the big truck, which doesn't do much. But if you do see that, and if you do that on other planes and it shows up, let me know in the comments. I'd sure like to learn. But looks like our fuel truck is not wanting to show. Oh, wait, I think I found it. There's our fuel truck. See if we see it do it. Oh, there's 2. Oh, what's going on? We're going to get 2? I think we're only getting that one, or maybe not. I don't know. If he speeds away, then we're not. Yep, we're getting a fuel truck. All right, we'll show off this. I like this animation if he does turn in. The one thing missing is the Gestapo. There's usually a Mercedes nearby. I call it the Gestapo. I know that's not in term of endearment, but watch. I'm going to try and zoom in. As you can see, the others have left, but now watch. I kind of like this little bit of animation. Now, if it does this on other airplane when you request the fuel truck and the caterers and all of that, let me know. But this is the only one and the passenger that I've ever seen this with. And I think it's cool because I don't even think on the 747s they show up. But pretty cool, in my opinion. Okay, all right, we had fun with that. So let's get to work here, shall we? All right, so for the basics, we make sure, and this kind of concerned me. Radar's off. Well, we'll see. But anyway, you want to make sure the radar's off, fuel switches are off, spoilers, flaps are, spoilers down, flaps up, gears down, 4 green, 4. Remember, MD-11s have 4 gear struts. Rudder aileron trim set, and overhead dumps are not open. Emergency power off. Right here. Okay, batteries on. I'm going to go ahead and kick on the, well, first, before we do that, let's go all the way up. This kind of discouraging because you'll hear in a minute.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire. Engine 1, fire.
Did you hear anything missing? We're doing an engine and APU fire check. Yeah, it never said APU. Just a little warning. Don't know why. Way out of my realm, not going to worry about it, but I just find that interesting. Okay, let's do an annunciator check. In case you have troubles, it's right here. Right next to your cargo door test, right next to your other one. We're not doing a cargo check, but we will do this real quick.
Overspeed.
Okay, all right, good, sold.
Overspeed.
And finally, let's get the approve. Let me make sure, oh, wrong button. There we go. Now you can turn it on and off here or up here. I know a lot of people will just go to the generic, oh, it says start stop, we'll go there. This airplane, you can actually click APU power at the site. Cockpit lighting, I've already set. Air system will be switched over to the APU when it comes alive. And for now, let's get the IRUs aligning. Do not know if that happens in real life. Okay, down here, let's get the FMC set up. Okay, make sure October 30 to November 27 in the year 2025. We're good. And then we're going to go to the init page. Now, little disheartening, yes, because we don't have what we're all have gotten so used to, the where you can put request, init request, and it populates. I don't think this airplane was around when that or set up for that. I don't know. It's been around a long time, folks, since the mid 80s. So it's hard, but many of your other aircraft have too, the A320, for instance. So I don't know, but it would be up to rotate anyway. So we're going KOAK. Yes, I saved a flight plan. All right, now I do not have a route to our alternate, which we did not discuss, which is, what is that, Evanston? Evanston, Wyoming. I don't even know if they can take an MD-11. Okay. What is it? KEVW. Now, if I had a route, I could have plugged it in there, but I didn't. Okay, for our alignment purposes, I am pretty sure we do not have a coordinates for FedEx. If we do, I would really be shocked. For a second there, I thought we did. No, we don't. So we'll just go with initialize IRS, position ref, here lies so, and flight plan. All right, today's flight is, actually, I'm going to go ahead and put in our real world flight number, even though we're flying as 811. And I'm going to stop right there. Now, I've gone a little further than we should, just because what we put in doesn't affect anything in the alignment. I don't want to go any further till we're aligned. All right, now we're going to do a hydraulic test. Yes, we'll push it. No, we're not going to monitor it. So we're going to come down here, push, hydraulics. Come up here, open the hatch, push test, close the hatch. Always close the hatches. Gives you 2 chances to screw up. If you open it up and it's got a hatch, guess what? You didn't screw up yet. But if you push it again, you screwed up. So if you keep those hatches closed, it gives you those 2 chances. Can't help you if you do push it. You're gonna have to probably reset. Okay, and then it is testing. Okay. And finally, comm radio setup. We mentioned this. Mic and radio volumes, double check that they're lit and turned up. And now is when we would obtain our clearance. From clearance, if clearance was around. And due to the government shutdown, there is no controller. No, just kidding. Sorry, that's a bad joke. I know there's a lot of great government workers out there right now not working because of the shutdown. Not sure what's holding it up. I'll be honest, I watched the news last night. You tell me. I have no idea why. Other than I hear something, who knows? I'm not getting into it. But I'm just kind of curious. Emergency power to arm. All right, glare shield setup. So my apologies to the government workers out there I may have offended. Because even the news media yesterday kind of made fun of it, saying that the lawmakers were going home and Reagan was experiencing higher than normal delays due to ATC shortages. I'm like, ooh, pot shots all over the place. Oh, I think I figured out why I'm getting all these errors. Ah, there we go. Oh, yeah, let's turn that up. There we go. Okay, I didn't realize it somehow turned on. Oh, geez. Okay, so glare shield and nav display setup. Okay, we're gonna have to make sure on both sides, but make sure your altimeter is correct. 3004 for here. Oh, get back here. And we want to make sure the minimums are going to 400. Okay. Let's see. Then nav displays on mag. It is. And barrel, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle. You've never heard that. Bank angle. Set to auto. And then we can get more in depth into the FMC. Okay, now for those of you who have yet to figure it out, have you noticed that this aircraft looks a lot like another type of aircraft out there? Yeah, it looks like an Airbus. I don't know why McDonnell Douglas did that. I don't know if the other MD aircraft they're well noted for, the 80, looks like this as well. But folks, geographically, it is very close to how Airbus is. And more to the point, this little device here, the McDoos, are even more like them. Flight F plan, perf. The only big difference is this button right here, takeoff approach. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I've heard many say, this is such a hard airplane. No, it's not. It's an Airbus. On steroids, we'll call it. Or as I affectionately call it, the Airbus 11. Airbus, if you take that name, you owe me. So, yeah, it's an Airbus, folks. So, it's not as hard as you think. All right, so let's finish up the init page. And of course, I just got rid of the page I wanted. Flight cruise levels. Now, what this line is for, this is a little kind of weird because you don't see it even in Airbus. But you put in each of your step climbs. So say we're going from Oakland to Anchorage, or maybe even over to, well, to Hawaii or over to Japan. They're gonna be step climbs. So you would put them in here and it's going to help account for your fuel. Meaning, okay, we threw in 43,500 pounds. Granted, going over to Japan, there'll be a couple more pounds. Okay. In the logic of the systems of these FMC / McDo, I'm going to call it a McDo, they're in there parsing out, do you have enough fuel? Will you make it? This, that, and the other. Of course, a lot of other factors come in once airborne, winds and what have you. So, and do you get your step climbs? Not all the time will ATC give them to you. My dad has given me some stories I keep to myself because that really doesn't need to get out. So it happens. I'm sure Portland, Maine can attest not to the why the aircraft come in there, but they get a few needing go-go juice. So, and theirs is more attributable to wind. So our only worry today is getting to 37,000. In time, we are going to fly this thing long just for the fun of it. And we'll see. Okay, temperature, I don't worry about because that is such a hard one to get. Winds, however, we get that on our SimBrief page. This case, the average wind 353 at 54. Okay, so that's a north, almost due north, pushing northeast, kind of, or northwest. So we're flying to the east-ish, to the northeast more. So that's going to help me know what our component is. And it also tells you, by the way, M minus. So headwind. Just got to kind of figure your route, figure, okay, your winds are coming. Let me kind of bring this up. Hang on. Just because. All right. So we got a wind 300, or what did I say, 330, coming in at us like this. Okay, so now you know we are getting somewhat of a headwind component here, pushing more and more to the tail. So in SimBrief, which by the way, look at this, I have it in Sim Toolkit. Here's your averaged wind, 353 at 54. So it's nearly out of the north. So you're pushing pretty hard on a headwind here. It lessens up about halfway through. All right, so you get that feel how that's working, and then there's your component. M, headwind, minus. T would be P, I believe. Tango 015, I think it's, I'm sorry, a tailwind would be a P as in Papa. So we would add. It should add to your, never mind, I'm going to be very confusing. Starting to confuse myself, so I better walk away. All right, so we're ahead. Ooh, we did it wrong. Since we don't know the temperature, we'll slide that in, put HD for headwind. If we figured it was a tail, it'd be TL, Tango Lima 015. This is not. Cost index for today. Moving on real quick, get out of that little rabbit hole. We're sinking deeper. That sinkhole. Cost index 90. That gives us our optimum and our maximum flight levels. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get out of there. Okay, and on to F plan. See what I mean? Airbus guys? Makes it a little easier when you start seeing what you already know. Boeing guys are going, wait a minute, this is a Boeing. Actually, it's McDonnell Douglas. Boeing inherited it. They actually also inherited the MD-80s, the DC-9 Super 80s. Okay, so we're on the F plan page. I had to get that. I just noticed it's still up. All right, so let's go to Oakland. Let's go to a SID. All right, we're taking off runway 30. Look for it. See what I mean? We're talking hush to departure. Transition. Mogi. And insert. That's really the only big difference. Okay, there's Mogi. Then we're off to Marcus. Slow, fast, BVL. And we find another discontinuity. Click Salt Lake City, star, and now we get to figure this up. All right. Over in Salt Lake. ILS 16 left. ILS 17 or RNAV Zulu runway 16 right. Any of you out there real controllers, why would you, is the ILS, would that mean to me the ILS is out of service for 16 right, or actually 16 left is a good runway? That's very confusing to me. The runway, let me bring it in here because this is where it confuses me when I see stuff like this. Okay, so you can see here's 17. Okay, that's 9,500 feet, just a long taxi up to the north cargo area. Is the other cargo area closed? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, we got the ILS to this runway. This runway, 16 right, it's saying RNAV Zulu runway 16 right. Why not the ILS? Or did they get rid of it? We have not looked. But while we're here, stand by. Let me get back to flights. And we'll select an approach. There is an ILS. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm confused why they would do that. Am I on 16 right? No, why? Now Navigraph is confusing me again. All right, get out here and let's see. I'm going to set it up to iron just to be safe. Even though we can probably turn in at one of these two. Just curious, anyone out there who is a controller would love to know that. I just realized my phone was not giving me my information I looked for. All right, so there you go though with our arrival. That was a little bothersome. Hang on a second. Since we're working Salt Lake, basically a calm wind, 10-mile visibility. Now there's no overcast, so it's a few clouds at 14. Cool. All right. So we have determined that we're going to fly. What happened to our arrival? Hang on. What happened to our arrival? That's weird. I am really confused. We are coming into Utes. Ah, there it is. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, ILS 16 left. Iron. Over here, looking for the Ute. Huh. Hang on, let me check something here. Okay, so we'll insert. Now we want to fast. Okay, from BLV. Should be null. Wow. All right, well, we'll go. Huh. All right, hang on a second. I want to look at the BLV too. Is that Boonville? Ah, okay, I see why. We're going to be doing what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to go direct Utes off of that. Wow, okay. You say so. I could put them in, but we'll just do that for now. Okay, so we'll just kind of walk up Utes, Diggy, Jacks, Ribs, out to Lava, to Iron, which we probably will not drift out 20, what is that, 20 some miles? 22 miles. We'll probably turn in at Tomi or Elgoon, which are 12 out, 12 and 17. So we'll see how that works out. And then, yep, 16 FFU for the hold. And we are headed to Evanston, I think it is, for the alternate. Sorry that took so long. Very confusing today. And let me click here. All right. At least the departure is a lot less confusing. Okay, from here, let's click Navrad. Everything looks good. I'm not worrying about that. And we're going to go to, instead of perf, which we would in an Airbus, takeoff approach. I think the A300 mimics this one a lot. I don't know, though. All right, now for this, we can go to SimBrief again. I use takeoff performance, but you can use whatever you want. The only thing difference is the map, and it gives you all your slope information. Calculate, and we're looking good. Flex. Oh, now I'm getting the hiccups. 60 slope. Do we even have one? 0, 1. No, we do not. So this is where it gets a little tricky. What I'm going to put is UP 0.0 diagonal. For the wind, here's where it wants the component again. There is none. HD 0. Okay, outside air temperature 14. Flaps for today 15. All right, confirming 137, 155, 163. You know what? Those are close enough. And we're ready to go, folks. How about that? For those of you not familiar with the MD-11, I hope that helps. If you want an in-depth look at this, I may actually put that out as a question to y'all. I will be more than happy to try to put together a video detailing how to start up this plane. Only hard part is I get into rabbit holes real quick, but we can try. All right, so we got the McDo all lined up. Now all we got to do is get the front control panel. They even call it the same in that realm. So we go traffic, TRFC data, VOR, and I am just going to make sure we're as bright as can be on the radars. Mimic. Okay. Then we're going to go to the nav data section. So we have 250. Course will be runway, which was, hang on, runway heading is 296. Maybe not. Holy mackerel, that does not look good. 296 to 520, then direct hush. Okay, so yeah. Wow, just doesn't look right, does it, folks? And initial climbs 19,000. And bear with me a second. We are off to Mogi for our first fix. Mogi. Okay. So from Hush, we go to Night, to Rebus, and out to Mogi. Okay, and it's basically, I think, set up for nighttime departures, so, which, yeah, FedEx, you know how they are. Let's see here. 10's good. We're going to increase over here a little bit. There we go. I may increase once we get airborne. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's because of where I am. Okay. Like, why is Hush off so much? Hush is right there, or I'm sorry, our vector to there. We'll show you a little trick here. And we said flight level 370. Okay. All right, we're ready to go. How are we doing on time? On time departure. I always love those. All right, we're done fueling. We're done everything. Let's get on the APU air. Give it a second here to get our packs on. We're on the generator already. So with this airplane, make sure you click external power. Because when it clicks off and comes back, there's a good chance it will get rid of it. All right, let's see if I got everything to close. Perfect. FedEx is up and running, correct. Give me 1 second before we push back. Be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, I feel a lot better though. All right, we're ready to go. We're on ATC, no ATC for us. Everything's set here. Give you a little idea where we're at. All right, let's make sure we haven't missed anything. Okay, we're okay. Parking brake is set. Seat belts. Fuel panel set. Call for pushback.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
Holy mackerel. Hang on. You know what? There's a new version. We're not going to update it.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
All right, let's go. Okay, pushback.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
And let's go with A today.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up.
All right, there we go.
connected. Delta 1539 with information hotel. Taxiing Alpha, Bravo, correction, Alpha 1 right. San Francisco.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, we're just gonna let number 1 spool up, and then we'll hit number 3.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right, we're good to go. All right, continuing, and we wait for that engine to spool up. All right, windshield defrost is on, right there, defog. APU, and I'm just gonna go up.
San Francisco traffic. Delta 1539 from Alpha 1, line up, take off, 1 right, San Francisco.
Okay, so hydraulic pumps are on. Let's go to the config panel. All right, let's set our trim first. We need 4.8. Okay. Okay, we are set, ready to go there. Let's go to the back to the engine page. And the APU is spooling down, flaps 15. Okay, now one thing about the flaps, just so you're aware of this, they have a system they call dial a flap, or like I like to punch fun at it, dial a flap. You basically dial a flap setting here. I mean, rudimentarily, it's a pretty interesting named system, but in the day and age we live, 1-800-dial-a-flap comes to mind too. So I always punch fun at it. So, but yeah, you would just roll the switch here to whatever flap setting dispatch gave you, and that's what you would use. And then you got to be careful on landing because it's the same second notch coming in. So say you set 28 degrees. Well, you just went from slats to 28 degrees on final approach. Might want to update that. Okay, state trim set, auto brake, reject, taxi. And Oakland is .ctaf KOAK 27200. Oakland common traffic, FedEx 811 heavy, taxi to runway 30. And off we go. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. Don't play the game of telling you every little turn I'm gonna make. I wouldn't do that in the real life. Why would I do it here? Huh. I never noticed all the tire marks on here. And away we go. I hope y'all enjoyed that. We'll be airborne here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, final check, takeoff data. Let's reconfirm. All looks good. Looks good. All good. So I'm not certain we're going to have time for a second flight here. That is why we kind of changed up from Bermuda to this flight. That and Melissa, I just didn't really want to deal with a major hurricane. Well, actually, it's not a major right now, but it did its damage, and not in that mood. So we changed up to a FedEx flight to Salt Lake. So hope you enjoy it. And we changed airplanes on top of it. Auto brake set for takeoff. Takeoff data checked, confirmed. Auto flight will get turned on here in a minute. And we'll set prof. And all we're going to do is basically click the auto flight button and the prof. Not 100% sure what the prof is, but I think it's something to do with your performance. How they get prof, I don't know. But it sets you into where you're get airborne, and it'll start flying the once you click FMC speed and nav, the correct flights. Okay, here we go. Flaps 15, auto flight prof, and Oakland area traffic. FedEx 811 departing 30, hush to departure. All right, nobody on final or wishing to acknowledge they are. We'll make one quick check, and that would be a negative. Runway's ours. $80 knots. V1, rotate.
Stabilizer motion.
All right, we're direct hush, gear up. Let me check autopilot or brake. All right, we are on our way. Let's find out where we're at time-wise. Hour and 15 minutes away. We've got a cloud, believe it or not, off to our south that's given us a little bit of a block in the sun. So we are just gonna continue on and hope you enjoy. We should be coming up soon. No, not yet. See how it looks outside now. All right, just doing some work behind the scenes here. Sorry about that, got a little quiet on you, I realize. And we're on our way, about an hour and 10 minutes to go. All right, we are on our way. I'm trying to figure out what the dog was doing behind me. Sorry, folks. A lot of distractions. Anyway, we're on our way. We got, like I said, about an hour and 15 minutes to go to Salt Lake. Just about to top a climb. See how our look out the window looks. All right, just trying to figure out that altitude error, and I can't. So, well, we'll just kind of, I think what it's going to take is us to get rid of that discontinuity. Problem is we can't, because let's just say Salt Lake comes up. They may want us to extend all the way to Irons and come in. Or they may want us to turn in early. Who knows? So that's why I'm keeping the discontinuity. Right now we're 8.3. And we're cruising along. Like I said, we got about an hour-ish or so to Salt Lake. So enjoy the flight. It's been a blast so far, believe me. Not too many hiccups. It's been about 15 or so days since we've flown it. So a lot of it's still retained. But we are going to, we'll have some fun a little bit on the approach, maybe. And again, happy Halloween out there to everyone. And hope you all have a safe Halloween tonight. So the little ghouls and goblins are around tomorrow. Don't over sugar them too. Most parents know that one, but some don't. And then the funny part is they over sugar them and then complain. Huh. So, but anyway, we're going to just continue on as is. And hope y'all enjoy the flight. As the Purple People Eater, as I like to call it, heads on to Salt Lake. What's up? Kept crashing, huh? What, in the same parts?
Yeah.
It's a tough airport to get into. That one, I usually end up doing several go-arounds. But Saba's the one that still hurts me. Man, that thing is short. Ooh. Even in the Islander, it is still rough.
Is that the one that's like on the cliff?
Yeah, 1,300 feet long, set out on a little bit of a cliff, with cliffs at either end, depending how they're landing or taking off.
It's in that same trio as St. Martin.
Well, Martin and Bart's don't have cliffs. You're coming down a hill into Bart's. St. Martin, you're just coming over the beach. At about head top level for many adults. Although it's a little higher, but it sure doesn't look it. Skathos is another one if you like that kind of airport to try out over in Greece.
Oh, is it?
Just like it. Except there you park on a hill, so you got to be making sure you have those brakes set and probably your chocks in. That's one I'm wanting to get to here soon, because I want to see how the X-plane, the brakes that they set up in it in 2 stages or whatever, how that works. Oh, man. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Kept waking up. One, for the dog, but I just had a hard time sleeping.
Yeah.
Funny, the wife gets up this morning and goes, I didn't hear you get out of bed. I didn't hear you shower or come out here. I'm like, Cool. I know how to operate stealthy now. All right, we're going to let the car go get up and move about in the back. Actually, we got 20 people from FedEx aboard.
Is this with the new update?
Yes, it is. And I just saw that in the remarks come out. Hang on. Why did it go that route? Oh, I see what I did wrong. Here, we'll just make the change on the fly. But yeah, we are with the new update.
We should be more specific on the fixes and updates. Like updated global airports. Okay, like what you did.
They had coordinates come out. Have you updated yet?
Yeah.
If you were watching the update, which I do a lot to see if I see any big changes, you'll see coordinates come out. So it's whatever was at that coordinate, they might have been updating something. What? I don't know. But yeah, they update some of the airports sometimes. Like, who knows, maybe they have a new crash truck or trash truck that they're adding to the scenery that all the airports get. New fuel trucks, new whatever trucks. The one crash when dragging the mouse cursor out of a custom avionics device. So that must not be one of theirs. You were just about ready to post what on the site? That release above?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it back to where it auto posts. I don't know why it stopped. I really don't.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know anything about Discord, so. And I don't know what happened to Delta Who.
Repeat Delta.
That's who used to put out the updates. Now it's, oh, Delta Who's back. I disregard me. The last one was done by Marco. All right, let's just keep trucking on. Right, we've got 272 miles to go. All right, I'm just doing some more things with YouTube here in the background. All right, and just about done. Never realized how long this was.
What, the flight?
No, the amount of information I put in here, I never really took that into account. It's a lot of information. All right, now everyone should see that. Okay, with about 40 minutes, give me a quick second. I'm going to reheat up my coffee and be right back.
wish there was a plugin that made these roads look better.
All right, folks, sorry about that. I heard my dad's voice. Thought I'd better peep in and make sure there's not any new news. But anyway, yeah, it's been a rough couple of days here. So I hope y'all have had a great week. Hope your Fridays have gone well, and your Halloween night looking candylicious. I don't know if that's a word. Candylicious. So, all right, let's take a look here. We are 28 minutes out, and our FMC reads 139 miles. So we're getting there. The Great Salt Lake will come into view here in a few minutes, and we just follow it into the runway. All right, BLV or BVL, sorry, is where we have a discontinuity. And it was one we could not fix. So we're going to be making a turn here in about just a second or two, almost directly to it. And then, if I'm reading this right, I think we're going to start a descent not long after. Okay, hang on a second. I am going to try to help myself out here a little. K Knoll. It's K Wash. SK, I think WA, W-A-H. Knoll is 17,000. Okay, everything else looks pretty good. Okay, we now have 82 miles. Okay, so, and again, let's zoom in now here, get our speeds. All right, flaps 35, we'll approach at 160 to 157, VREF 152. There's really nothing to do here but to observe. Got a Southwest flight about to come by us. Might be too far away. Anyway, yeah, we should. I don't even see it on TCAS. Oh, there's the white line. Contrail right there. Okay, so we are on our way. We've got 20 minutes and top of descent is looming right ahead. For this arrival again, 250. Wow, slowed up to 250 that far out. Wow. All right, descent checks. Okay. Let's see. All right, for our minimums will be at 200 for this. And windshield and anti-ice not needed, although do we have, let's double check. Uh-oh, I think we switched. Now we're landing 3-4s. Yeah, we switched. Okay, stand by. We got to do a quick switch here. All right, this is where it kind of gets really tough. Okay, so 3-4, I believe is what it'll be. 3-4 right, ILS, okay. Place. Okay, so we look for ILS, 3-4 right. Did I select the wrong one? I did. Dadgummit, I hate what I'm doing here, folks. Sorry, I'm screwing up big time. I think we're okay still. Then Utes. No, we're not okay. Oh wait, we gotta get into a descent here first. Oh, I hate when they aren't in here, Sir Reap. Okay, but we can be assured, Sir YP. All right. Phew. Let's get that. All right, we're gonna go ahead, start our descent. Let's make sure. Yeah, it always helps to set an altitude. There we go. All right, we made a quick change here. 11,000 at syrup. Let's make sure. Are you kidding me? Oh boy. Okay. Ah. Okay, numbers, believe it or not, are still the same. This could be an interesting landing. All right, let me show you what we had going on here. Because I can already hear y'all. What the? Where are we through? Okay, Kendall, is that right? Knoll. Okay, Noel. Okay, 17,000. Good. All right. So as you can see, we are on the Utes 1, which is a very weird arrival. Basically because of this mountain right here. So we come around it this way to get to the 1.6s and 1.7. We go around it to the north to get online for the 3.4s and 3.5. So that's what's going on here. So from Utes, track to Google, then Bush, then Syrup, then on 164 vectors for the RNAV Zulu 3.4 left or the ILS. Okay. Well, we're going to be going 3.4 right. So, we've already passed Bonneville. We're headed to Knoll. Actually, we're over Bonneville right now. Or Boonville, sorry. Over to Knoll. 17,250. We'll make sure we're slowed up. Then on to Skywash, New Utes, Google, Bush, Syrup. Okay. Holds are at Knoll. Oh, Utes and Fleck. Huh. I don't even show that hold, but we have one at Knoll if needed. All right. Now, the trick here, in many aircraft, you may have to select your heading you're on. Like right now, if I was to make a big change with the, oh, I can't, never mind. Star or even the approach, I could have to come back. Okay, so always be mindful of that. You may have to click heading select or the heading button to get you reoriented and then track to the next fix. And you've all seen that a couple times here where I forgot or a change like that happens. Now, if you're flying Pilot's Edge, guess what? Their ATIS is different than what real world ops is like. So just a heads up. I'm sorry I don't fly on Pilot's Edge. I believe there's a fee. I don't believe we should have fees in simulation for flying online. At that point, I just will fly offline. And did it for quite a while. Ooh, what is this? I think that's our hold point off 3.4. Hang on. I think that's a hold at Ogden. Really weird. All right, so yeah, it really is weird. Okay, so as I read it, we could turn in at Hacker, Algae, and then make our ILS run, or any point from there in, instead of going all the way out to 20-some miles. So we'll kind of play it by ear. See how the approach goes. Now, looking at the clock, I actually did have something queued up if time was going to allow for another flight. This will be, unfortunately, our only flight today. Being Halloween, we're heading out to see our other two granddaughters and their trick-or-treat fun. So, and see what kind of get-ups they came up with. So, I hope you all, like I said, have had a, or will have a happy Halloween. Okay, no traffic. Well, it looks like we may have somebody on the ground there. We'll see. We'll see when we get in the area. By the way, .ctaf SLC 1905. Let's get that dialed in. Okay, 1905's in, and we're set for arrival. I'm gonna be a guessing man. That ridge right about here, that's what I think we're gonna swing around to get into the pattern for 3-4 right. We'll see. All right, next up will be at or above 14,000, 12, we'll set for 12,000 here in a minute. Oh, altimeter, 3022. Okay, set transition. Let's see. Okay, prepare for landing of seat belts. Okay. The Great Salt Lake.
Altitude.
And in case people were curious, it's 4,200 feet above sea level here at Salt Lake. Of course, we have the Wasatch to the east, and I'm not sure the name of the line right by the airport to the west, southwest. But yeah, we're going to be right in between in that valley where the city of Salt Lake, Provo all sit. I see what happened. Hang on, direct. I said direct. Google. And then we will go to vectors. And that will be 164, course of 164. Okay.
Altitude.
So yeah, we're going to be swinging around this hill and then figuring out where we want to line up for. Believe right out here is our airport. I believe. We'll see. It looks kind of like it. And we'll be on the northeast or north ramp, which is pretty much right off our runway. So that's kind of nice. Everyone's going to taxi south for the terminal. We're going to taxi north on the main taxiways over there.
Altitude.
All right, now it's just going to be when I'm ready to come over. Let's double check. ISLC, is that our instrument? ISLC. All right, we're set. 1095. 3.3. Okay, that'll work. All right, we're going to go ahead, flip on the lights. Okay, cabin is ready. I am going to descend us to 9,000. Looks like I may have to fly this.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion. $2,500. Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion. Autopilot. Stabilizer motion.
All right. Autopilot didn't want to play nice, so now we're taking over. Salt Lake City common traffic, FedEx 811, about a 5-mile final for, make that a 3-mile final for 3-4 right. Okay, we're gonna call it stable.
Approaching minimum.
Glide slope. Glide. Glide slope.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right, again, another rough landing. Oh well, I let her get a low. Salt Lake traffic, FedEx 811 off at Hotel 9 to the FedEx ramp. Do you ever get the feeling you turned in early?
I was gonna say, where's the rest of the airport?
Behind me?
All behind you.
Yeah, I was supposed to be north of this, but that's okay. We'll take this spot.
Wish I knew where all my keys were at
On the keyboard.
for X Aviation.
Sorry, couldn't resist. All right, we're in after a pretty horrible landing once again. I think we're gonna show, hard to say because I ended up slow on that. All right, I think we can shut down. Let me just, oh no, we got trim to set. 3 units, I believe it is. After landing, stay trim 3 units. Okay, auto brake, I do have off. Exterior lights are set, and we can, just check that our packs all came on. All right, I think it's safe to open the doors. We can go to transponder, should already be on standby. Yep, radar's off. All right, well, there we are, folks. By the way, you asked the question. There's the rest of the airport, way over there. It's kind of like Denver. They throw us way out of the area. And what I was talking about is I should have been over there, where that FedEx tail is. Oh, well, I was close. This far off. But anyway, welcome. Hey, welcome into... Oh, we got our beacons still on. Thought I had those off. All right, doors may be open. IRS to off, off, off. And emergency power switch to off. Okay, there we go. Get back outside here. Let you all see what little we can see. But anyway, hey, beautiful scenery here in Salt Lake. That I can attest to. Came in from the south side out of Park City many years ago. Beautiful, beautiful city. They were gearing up back then for an Olympics. Huh, I think they're doing the same now. There we go. That's a good picture. All right. So let's take a look at this one, shall we? Let's first get rid of Sim Toolkit. Let's see what the, hopefully we're not too bad on the landing for the airline. Oh, 217? Are you serious? We'll take it. 217 feet a minute. 168. So yeah, we were a little fast. Okay, we'll take it. I mean, wow. Hang on, I want to look at that at FedEx here for a second. Make sure I read it right. Where are you? There you are, 168. That's 217 feet a minute. Okay, well, 3,800 foot rollout. That's all about right. So yeah. Huh, okay. We'll take theirs. That's a good number for the official, for the airline. Let's take a look, though, at Elevatech. They'll probably be pretty close. I've kind of noticed that. If you have an ACAR system and Elevatech, they seem to go hand in hand. Rarely does one outdo the other. Now, Sim Toolkit, that's another animal. In this case, it made me a liar. 640 feet a minute. That sure didn't feel like that. Oh well. 170, 1.5. That part I can all attest to. So yeah, pretty rough landing. Oh, but I already know Sim Toolkit's not as bad. Hang on a second. I'm trying to... Oh, there it is. They got us at 553, might as well have been 170 knots, 1.5. So overall, not too bad. I mean, it could have been better, don't get me wrong. Like 75 feet a minute. But, you know, hey, let's not get too technical here. Just for fun. All right, so you can see the route wasn't too bad, pretty standard how we fly. Hour 44 minutes, 510 miles. And the fun news, the bad hard landing. Actually, it's not really that hard and heavy, but I know y'all don't like that. However, look at that. 1,000 feet down the runway. I'll take that. Wow. 38 feet off the center line. That kind of makes up for the hardness to the landing, that I actually did pull that out. Now, here's where we are. And you can see where FedEx is supposed to be. We're where UPS is. You know, they're going, get off our property. By the way, that is their local carriers right there. Ameriflight, I forget who the other one is for UPS. I think FedEx has a couple. Yeah, a couple caravans. Okay, maybe more than a couple that carry out the same kind of missions there locally. And I'm sure Prime Air is down here, so. But yeah, that's where we ended up, right there. Wrong spot. Should have been up here. I thought we could scoot through and around, not have to go through the de-icing area. I was wrong. So next time, well, who knows? It's been a long time since we've been to Salt Lake, so who knows when the next time will be. All right. What a great flight. Can't complain too much except for that landing being a little on the hard side. But to me, at least, I don't, you know, not going to complain. So, folks, we're going to wrap it up here. Like I said, this will be the only flight. I just don't think the flight I queued up for as a second, if time permitted, would make it in the time frame I'm setting so that we can get out of here and up to see our granddaughters. So I want you all to have, and hope you all have, a fantastic Halloween tonight, fantastic weekend, and we'll get some stuff queued up maybe Sunday. I don't know what's going on yet Sunday. That one's always a kind of, ooh, let's do this. And Monday, I'll have that up here shortly. So for now, I hope you all enjoy all the candy tonight your kids bring home, if yours areas do that. And we will see you for sure Monday. God bless you all. Have a fantastic night. We'll see you.